I'm joined on independent.ie by Ireland captain and Arsenal star, Katie McCabe. Katie, thanks for joining us. How's things?
Yeah, all's good. Enjoying a bit of off time now. To recharge and refresh to obviously go again for the World Cup. So it's nice to be able to switch off.
Yeah, for sure. It's been a very busy season for you, so I say you're enjoying the time off now before the final preparations begin.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been pretty full on. Which is always nice, I suppose. You're competing in all competitions throughout the season, and getting to important sort of points and competitions as well in terms of the semi-finals of the Champions League, and obviously winning the Conti Cup and having to go right down to the wire to maintain Champions League security for next season as well. So it's been busy, but when you're playing for a top club, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, for sure. Is Australia starting to feel a little bit more real now the closer it gets, just a few weeks to go?
To be honest, not yet. I think when I get home to Dublin, when I land in Dublin, I kind of get that feeling, and hopefully that World Cup buzz starts to create around the country. Be back with the girls in Ireland and get training. I think it'll maybe feel a little bit more real. Because you just kind of get into you get into Ireland mode. I think when you meet up with the girls, which would be nice. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with them in the next week.
Going back to that qualification campaign, was there one turning point that sticks out for you when you thought that things are on here?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of important moments in the campaign. Not just even from goals scored, but I remember even a block Louise Quinn made in the Slovakia game at home, which would have put them 2-1 up actually. I mean, Courtney Brosnan saves in that Sweden game away in Gothenburg, and I mean, just the all-round performances, the resilience we showed in games away from home as well. I think we've always made it difficult for teams to come to Tallinn and to try get points against us, but I think we stepped up another level in terms of actually really competing and winning games away from home. And I think that's really stood to us, especially in the World Cup campaign. Even the win against Finland away, which was massive. And each time I played Finland away, we've never quite got the 3 points needed. So it was nice to kick on.
Yeah, it's that strong defence that the success for the qualification was really built upon. And come the business end, it was 3 wins and 3 clean sheets in a row that set up that memorable night in Glasgow. How would you reflect on that night in Hampden Park?
Yeah, look, I think it was one of the best nights of my career. A lot of us have been in that Ireland team for a long time. You've got girls with over 100 caps and everything else in between. Younger players, girls have been there for a few years, and you're playing with girls that you've grown up playing for Ireland with, even myself and Denise, and then you're able to create a situation that's never happened before in women's football in Ireland, and to be part of that history and to be part of a team that's done it. I'm massively proud of the girls for kind of it was a difficult thing to go to Scotland and beat them at Hampden, even conceding the early penalty when we did. And I guess when Courtney saved it, instilled that belief in us and that confidence that we could go on and get over the line.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of younger players in the squad, but for the likes of yourself, Denise, Louise, as you said, it was a long time coming that night.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's been a lot of players that have even retired now that were there on the night, the likes of Emma Byrne, Livy O'Teal, that could share that moment with us. And they were real trailblazers for us to get to where we are today and the sacrifices they made. It put us in obviously the best position possible. And ultimately, when you don't have to worry about all the other stuff off the pitch, we can concentrate on our jobs and obviously make sure we're qualifying for tournaments.
Preparations have been continuing now, and you had the 2 friendlies against the USA last April. Although it was 2 defeats, how would you reflect on that experience competing against the world's best?
Yeah, look, it's something I've been dealing with in the Ireland squad since I first came in. We go to sort of these victory tours when USA win trophies or World Cups, and they always like to play against us. Maybe it's the Irish and American connection, I suppose, and we always have fantastic crowds and fantastic sort of game, and I think like to get the 2 games against the best team in the world ultimately was a real good test for us to show the levels where we need to get to, how far we're away from that. And I think those 2 games against the USA gave us that and gave us something to work with going forward.
We've seen a few new faces come into the squad the last few months, the likes of Aoife Mannion. How did the team invite them into the squad, and how do they feel about the new faces coming in?
I think like anybody, no matter who it is, if you want to come in and compete for a place, you have to give 100%, and I think the girls have done that. Aoife's obviously, you mentioned Aoife, but there's been plenty of others that have come in and gotten debuts over the last sort of year or two over the course of the campaign, and the girls have been brilliant. It just increases our sort of pool of players for Vera to select their squad from, and makes everyone perform and make sure we're all competing.
Yeah, when Vera does decide their 23-player squad, will there be an element of, if more established players are left out, will they feel a little bit hard done by if kind of newer faces are selected over them?
It's not my decision to be making squads, so I can't really comment on that. It's Vera's headache to have.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the 2 pre-World Cup friendlies now, Zambia first and then France, and then you'll be on the plane to Australia.
Yeah, 2 great games to test. It's going to be a amazing occasion to be back home in Tallinn. It's our first game back since we left last year against Finland. So it'll be great to pack out the stadium. I'm hoping fans come and see us. I know there's been season tickets sold. We're just excited to play in front of our home fans again, and I'm hoping everyone can come out and support us prior to us departing for Australia.
Yeah, all focus will be on Australia now, obviously, but the game against Northern Ireland, the Aviva Stadium in September, was announced recently. Obviously, that's another huge milestone that you must be delighted with.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the timing for it is perfect. It's something that's been ongoing. I know there's been a lot of noise around it, maybe from the media point of view, to get games at the Aviva throughout our World Cup campaign. But I think the FAI have got it spot on in terms of coming off the back of a World Cup, and the new the new Nations League structure as well. I think they've got it right, and I'll be looking forward to it. I've played at the Aviva before with United and won trophies there, so it's going to be an exciting day. And of course a big one because it's against Northern Ireland too.
Just on your club season just gone, it was a 3rd place finish, as you said, in semi-finals Champions League, but personally the Champions League team of the season, and today the WSL goal of the season, so you must be delighted with that personally. Yeah,
of course. I don't think you can get those types of accolades without the rest of your teammates. We've done massive things throughout the season, and we've made massive steps in terms of where we want to get to. And ultimately that has back competing for trophies, and we've done that with the Conti Cup. We've shown we can get far in these European competitions, and next season it's all about building off on it again and making sure we're reaching another level.
So looking ahead to July 20th, Katie, what would it mean for you personally to be leading the team out at the 83,000-seater stadium in Australia?
Yeah, look, it's going to be a dream come true for us all. It's something we've all dreamt about as kids, watching the men play in the World Cup when we were growing up, buying the jerseys, playing on the streets, with your mates, the tricolours hanging out of the windows of houses when you're growing up. So for us as a team to actually be there, walking out in front of all those people and on a world stage like that, it just shows how far we've come as a team, of course, to obviously get there. But I just want to make sure that we're leaving the next generation sort of looking up to us and inspire those young girls that'll be back home in Ireland watching us and make them dream to become professional footballers as well.
On such a big occasion, will it be difficult to separate the emotion and just focus on the game?
No, I think when the whistle blows,
game on.
Yeah, game on.
Yeah, and lastly, Katie, how far can this team go with the World Cup, do you feel?
Look, we'll be obviously going there to compete. We don't just want to be there to and be happy to be there. We want to be testing ourselves, and we've got a really tough group. We know that we've got some really top opposition to play against: Olympic champions, the host nation, Nigeria, who are fantastic as well. So we'll be taking it each game as it comes, but we'll definitely be looking to compete at a maximum and get as far as we can.
That's great, Katie. Thanks so much for joining us on Independent.ie.